26 Palestinian prisoners set for release in the early hours of Wednesday have been moved to a jail in central Israel, reports say. Direct peace talks are due to resume in Jerusalem hours after they are taken to crossings in Gaza and the West Bank. Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry urged Palestinians not to react adversely to an Israeli announcement approving 1,200 settlement homes. The measure was to some degree expected, he said. Palestinian negotiators have accused Israel's government of trying to sabotage the talks, by deciding to issue tenders for building homes in East Jerusalem and the West Bank. Israel has rejected criticism, saying every peace initiative so far has proposed that the settlements affected become Israeli territory. Mr. Kerry, on a visit to Colombia, stressed that Washington considered settlements illegitimate but added that the issue underscores the importance of getting to the table quickly. The 26 long-term prisoners set for release are the first of 104 Palestinian and Israeli Arab inmates to be freed over the next few months as part of the agreement to restart U.S.-brokered direct peace talks after a 3-year hiatus. According to Israeli media, they were taken to Ayalon prison in Ramle overnight ahead of medical checks and a meeting with International Red Cross representatives on Tuesday morning. The inmates, all convicted of attacks carried out before 1993, were named by Israel's Prisons Service shortly after midnight on Sunday, giving victims' families 48 hours to submit legal challenges to the High Court. Sometime after midnight on Tuesday, 14 of the prisoners are then expected to be driven to the Erez border crossing into the Gaza Strip and the remaining 12 to the Betunia checkpoint near Ramallah in the West Bank. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas is said to have told officials to prepare receptions for the prisoners arriving in the West Bank. In a separate development, Israeli police said a missile fire towards the Red Sea resort of Eilat had been successfully intercepted by the Iron Dome missile defense system. Residents had reported hearing a loud explosion and a siren. Analysts said it was the first time Iron Dome had intercepted a rocket fired at Eilat. Security and Borders, asked about the implications of the Israel's decision to issue tenders for 793 housing units in East Jerusalem and 394 in the West Bank, Mr. Kerry said he did not expect the announcement to become a speed bump that would derail talks. A preparatory round in Washington a fortnight ago is due to be followed on Wednesday by a direct round of negotiations in Jerusalem. On Tuesday, it emerged that the municipality of Jerusalem had approved some 900 homes close to the Jewish settlement of Shiloh in East Jerusalem. A city councilor was quoted as saying that construction would not begin for years. Mr. Kerry told reporters the U.S. views all of the settlements as illegitimate and had communicated that policy very clearly to Israel. However, the question of settlements was best resolved by solving the problems of security and borders, he said. Mr. Kerry added he had spoken to Israel's chief negotiator, Justice Minister Tzipi Livni, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who is recovering from hernia surgery. About 500,000 Jews live in more than 100 settlements built since Israel's 1967 occupation of the West Bank and East Jerusalem. The settlements are considered illegal under international law, though Israel disputes this. Israeli government spokesman Mark Regev told the BBC, the construction decided upon in Jerusalem and in the settlement blocks is in areas that will remain part of Israel in any possible peace agreement. He told the BBC, the Palestinians have previously agreed in principle to minor land swaps, but senior Palestinian negotiator Seb Erekat said the Israeli government's steps were simply destroying the two-states solution.